What's up, Raymer? I see you the first one in the room. Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Please confirm in the comment section if you can hear me or not. I want to make sure because the mic cut out on the last stream. I'm not sure why, but I'll wait on you guys to let me know if you can hear me or not. We're good, Chad. You can hear me? So we're good. Guys, let me know. Yep. Okay, cool. We're going to give about 1 minute, let everybody come in the room. We had about 170 people on the last stream, and now we got 4. So I'm going to give about a minute, let some people come back in the room. If you were tuning in to the last stream, please let me know the last thing that you heard. Let me know the last thing that you heard. Fix. Cool. Let me know the last thing you heard on the last stream that I was talking about, because I don't know. Y'all know I was just going. I was going, all right? Let me know what the last thing was. You were on the topic about Tunsil. Yes. What part of it? What part of it? Tunsil trade, Miami winning trade, Tunsil giving up 3 sacks. It's enough. That's cool. I know where we at. All right. All right. So let me go ahead and continue, guys. So what I was saying was we might look up and realize that we engineered one of the, and it does take a little luck, but one of the best trades of all time in our favor. We don't know. Laramie Tunsil can end up being the greatest left tackle of all time when it's said and done, but he could also end up fading away as well. But you can't pass up 2 draft picks. 2 draft picks. Let me put this back on because it feels better with my voice. You can't pass up 2 first round draft picks and a second round draft pick. Okay. Now, time will tell how well that trade was, because you also have to factor in what we got in return. Okay. But let's get back to this storyline that I'm trying to lay out for you of a timetable of what happened in Miami. Okay. So Flores has already been engineering his plan with Greer, and they threw a wrench in there with the Tunsil situation. But looking at the future, how could you pass on that? Some might even argue, look what the Raiders did. The Raiders traded Khalil Mack, and in return, the 2 first round picks that they drafted this year, look at how well they played last night and made a huge difference in that game and brought a victory for them. Got rid of one of the best defensive linemen in the league, if not the best, and flipped it and got 2 really, really good players that are contributing day one, plus other assets that they did in the draft. So time will tell. Time will tell. And we'll look up and say, did we utilize those assets the right way? But for the life of me, what confuses me is we have a head coach who only played 1 game, despite executing his plan to the T so far, that people are already trying to write him off. And that's interesting to me. Why Brian Flores? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know they did it to Belichick when he first started coaching. They did the exact same thing. But why Brian Flores? He came in, did exactly what he set out to do so far. And after 1 game, people are already writing him off. And I came up with the conclusion. So many people expected so much more now. They don't want to accept the fact that we're in a process of building a dynasty. Or, to be fair, attempting to build a dynasty. I want to ask you all in the comment section this question. I want to ask you a serious question. I want your honest opinion, unbiased. Please, unbiased. I'm not going to give an answer. I want to know from you all. Unbiased opinion. Give me your honest opinion. Real talk, okay? Which would you rather? Option A or option B? Option A is keeping some of your talent, winning on average 7 games for the next 5 years, and rebuilding and hoping that you can get better to be a contender with no guarantees that you can actually get there because you keep on holding on to older talent and you keep getting bit with it. That's option A. Option B, scrap it all now, bring in your own guys, bring in your own team, bring in your own first round talents, mix with some of the younger guys we have now, draft your franchise quarterback in 2020 or 2021, and in 2022, you have a loaded roster with young talent, all high draft picks, and if they're not a draft pick, guys that are proven at that point, and you do it the right way. Go ahead and vote, guys. A or B? A or B? Because I'm going to talk about both options. Put it in the comment section, A or B? A or B? Which one would you take? B, 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 A, B, 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 B. That ain't an A or B. A, B, 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 B. A, B, C, B, B. It looks like most people are overwhelmingly B. And Engraving, man, tonight, bro. Y'all check me out tonight. Hopefully we can link up. Engraving just entered the room. And get out of here with your C's, man, because we're going to talk about that game tonight if we're still down, bro. If you're still down, I want to come over. I don't know if you downloaded the software where we both can be on the screen. That'll be pretty lit for your channel. But I'm going to come over tonight if it's all good, if you set up for it and ready for it. Or we could do it on this channel. It doesn't matter to me. It's your choice. But I'm gonna come. We're gonna link up if you're still down for the night. I got a lot to say about that game, man, and I want to some things I noticed from the Ravens that I'm highly impressed about, man. So you just remind me and let me know. But it looks like everybody's saying option B. I think part of the problem, even with our fan base, is the simple fact of they don't have the patience for option B. They don't have the patience. Even though it's the best thing for this team, for our organization, for the franchise long term. Even though it's the quickest way to get to good days. Even though it's the best way to get to good days ahead. We don't have the patience for it. We don't. But even some people who take option B, sometimes it feels like a contradiction because are you really sold or willing to do option B? And understand that with option B, when you unload everything, you can lose by 50 points on any given Sunday. It can happen. You can lose by 50 points. And then it makes me want to ask you all another question I want your legitimate, honest answer on. Because obviously, a lot of you say option B. Okay? So if you say option B, I want your legitimate answer. If we want option B, and that's exactly what we're doing, we just lost by 50 following option B. Is it the coaching staff's fault that we lost by 50? Yes or no? Now, I know the general answer to that, but I want to know from you all. And when I say is it the coach's fault, of course it's their fault. They have to take ownership for everything. That's not the question I'm asking you. The question I'm really asking is to consider with that question, By taking that option, B, were we not going to get outmatched in a lot of cases in the game anyway? Given the talent on both sides of the ball cumulatively, is it the coach's fault? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I'm just because I want to drive conclusions and understand how you all feel about it as well. Shout out to Shake Money with the donation. He says, Coach Flo got to see who the quitters are and will still fight for it. That's my take. That's a good take, Shake Money. We're going to get to there. We're not there yet, but we're going to get to that. It's a great take. It's a great take. TD, you had us winning, though. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. What you need to understand about TD, I will have us winning every single week. Why would TD have us winning every single week? Knowing that we're outmatched with talent and everything. Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to address that, and then I'm going to get back on topic. Because at the end of the day, anything is possible in this league. And when you're a fan of your team, you believe that this week, the impossible can be done. You believe that this week, the camaraderie, the cohesiveness, the fight, the energy, the passion can get anything done. And that's where I stand on that. Shout out to G Firm 456 with the donation. I'm going to get back to the story, y'all, but I always address all donations. Make sure I read the comments. So to mention, we can trade down in the first round, gain more draft assets, and still pick twice in the first round. G Firm, we'll get to that as well. Let me might as well comment on it real quick before I go through this storyline. The beautiful thing that we've built on this team is that we have so many options that a sexy option, and I do want to use the term, a sexy option, and I'm not using that in a sexist way, but for the definition of sexy, appealing, a sexy option, believe it or not, is to take your 2 first-round picks next year. Let's hypothetically say we do draft first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. Do you know it's actually sexier to take that first-round pick and trade down for 2 first-round picks? One in 2020 draft and one in 2022 draft? Now you still have 2 first rounds next year and 3 the year after that. And then you might even be able to take another one of those and trade down for 2 more first round picks. These are all options. Imagine if let me give y'all an example. Imagine if the Miami Dolphins traded every first round pick they had for future first round picks for the next 2 seasons. Let me give y'all a picture on that. Right now we have 4. Say we take both of our first round picks coming into next season, and we trade them for 2 additional first round picks each. We just turned 2 into 4. Okay? 2 into 4. And let me go back for a second because I see some of the comments. Plan A is better. We've been doing Plan A for the last 20 years. I don't understand the logic. I digress. You can take these 2 first-round picks we're about to get and turn them into 4 first-round picks. You can do the same thing next year and take the 2 first-round picks and turn them into 4 first-round picks. Now, we will be drafting in the first round next year and the year after. The real question is, how many are we going to keep carrying over to start accumulating for the future even more? But we can look up and have 8 first-round picks over the next 4 years. Over the next 2 years. This is reality. So that's the beauty of Miami Dolphins right now. We have options, all right? I'll leave that alone. I just wanted to throw that at y'all real quick. Now, back to the storyline here, okay? We're past the Tunsil situation. Flores has lost the game, lost by 50. Embarrassing, right? Lost by 50 points, just embarrassing. 49 to be exact, if I'm not mistaken, whatever. And when I watched that game and I went back on film, because we're going to keep the storyline, but I need to make sure I understand, give y'all perspective, okay? When I watched that game, after I watched that game 4 times today alone, in speed mode, of course, I watched that game 4 times. I was able to watch it 4 times because I didn't watch the fourth quarter. Didn't need to. I just watched the first 3. TD, why are you giving up on the Dolphins? Man, Dominique, yeah, I would never do such a thing. We're going to win this week versus the Patriots, so I don't understand what you're saying. I'm taking you down a thought process real quick, okay? Because I also want to help people that are just so wrote off right now. I want to give them some perspective, okay? This ain't really even for my Dolphin fans that's riding with me that believe what I believe and think like I think. I'm thinking like even some of the guys who are so negative and just don't believe X, Y, and Z, I'm giving them some perspective right now. Okay? I went back and watched that film. And on the offensive side of the ball, outside of the run game, man, just atrocious, y'all. I don't even want to talk about the run game. And I'm not going to talk about it, okay? I'm not going to. But outside of the run game, I was encouraged by the Miami Dolphins. After watching the film, I was actually encouraged. I actually felt like our offense isn't really that much of an issue. In the passing game, we weren't that much of an issue at all. You should go back and watch the film and study the film, guys. One of the major contributors of that game for our offensive just debacle was the fact that we were not allowed to run the ball at all. We had 10 points, TD. Go look around the NFL. Go look at how many teams scored less than 10 points. Do you hear their team complaining? No, not at all. Y'all missing what I'm saying here. You're missing what I'm saying. You're looking at face value versus what caused face value. And this is what I try to encourage on this channel all the time. Some of you all, please open your mind. Don't just look at simplistic titles. Don't look at the result. On this channel, we dive into what caused it. We dive into what actually caused the result. And when you understand what caused the result, then you'll understand what we need to do to fix it. But if you're only looking at the result, you'll never know what transpired that caused it. You'll be one of those individuals who sound like they don't know football and say things like, I know what caused it, we just suck. You're uneducated about football because you're lazy to know why. Too lazy to know why we sucked. You should be able to ask yourself the question why 5 times at a minimum to get to your real reason. But there are some lazy people that don't even want to understand why. They just want to be in the moping, pouting section. And you're always welcome over here at TD Fans Talk because we love you anyway. Because you actually give us a lot of narrative. You give me narrative. When I hear the moping and pouting, it gives me moments like this where I can elaborate for those who really do love their team to see a brighter way. So I thank all y'all, those who are negative at least, okay? So, we weren't able to run the ball. And on these passing plays, there were a lot of things that stood out to me that was encouraging because we can fix them. No, it ain't encouraging because we lost. Yeah, I get that. But what was encouraging is that we can fix some of the things on offense that I saw. Now, the run game just needs to be revamped. But in the passing game, we can fix a lot of that. When you watch the film, we had wide receivers open all over the field at times. All over the field. But one thing we have to do a better job of, our running backs have to do a better job at seeing where the pressure is coming from. I'm not even talking about the O-line, guys, believe it or not. In the passing game, I'm not even talking about the O-line. The O-line looked better yesterday in the passing game than it's looked in the last 2 years. Facts. There were so many plays. I'll give you one for an example. Kenyon Drake on the left hip of Ryan Fitzpatrick. The ball is hyped. Kenyon Drake surveys the defense and runs over to the right side of the line. He looks and says, no one is coming. Let me do my second option when no one is coming. Go out and be a security blanket. And all of that happened in the span of 1.5 seconds. Down, said, hut, let me run to the right. Nobody, security blanket. And what Baltimore Ravens did to us all game, they either sent two guys blitzing, either a cornerback blitz or a delayed, the key word to that is delayed linebacker blitz. There were so many times where the linebacker actually sat there. The ball was hyped and the linebacker looked at Kenyon Drake and waited for him to clear out, and he beelined to Fitzpatrick. Straight to Fitzpatrick. And it caused a hurry or a sack. And many of those times on those plays, we had a wide open receiver and Fitzpatrick loaded up and got blasted, and the pass looked atrocious. Now, if you were at home watching on TV and you watch the bang bang of the play, a lot of plays look like, oh, Fitzpatrick underthrew it or he just threw it to the ground. What happened? I study film all day today. And one thing that I noticed that they did a lot in that game, they sent delayed blitzes. They would rush four, wait about a second and a half, and that linebacker would head straight to Fitzpatrick. And they would hit him. I mean, Fitzpatrick didn't have anybody coming at him. He saw his guy, he loaded, and there went the man, hitting him while he was throwing in a lot of situations. That was a good thing to do versus the Miami Dolphins, because our running backs were looking for the pressure. When they didn't see it, they went out to be a security blanket in the flat to catch the ball. And Fitzpatrick was getting blasted in moments like that. That we can fix. Another thing that happened to us, and I already know, you would not know this if you weren't at the game. You would not know this information if you weren't at the game. So if you were at the game, you might be able to contest to what I'm about to say. Another thing that was happening that was real eye-opening, and it made me feel bad and mad at the same time about Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker, in my opinion, had a decent game, but he was asked to do more than he could. And that's why I'm not mad at him, but I'm also mad because we still need him to show up big time. And this is also a coaching opportunity as well. When Albert Wilson played in this game early on, Albert Wilson must have re-aggravated his injury or whatever it may have been, because he wasn't out there after a while. It didn't take long and Albert Wilson was done. What it did, it put more reps on Devontae Parker. I haven't even seen the breakdown, but Devontae Parker played a lot of snaps. He played a lot of snaps. And let me show you from the game what I saw from Devontae Parker that is so troubling but encouraging at the same time if the coaches can work it the right way. I saw an energized Devontae Parker running all over that field, giving it his all early in that game. I really did. I really did. He made some big time plays. He caught some balls. And I was like, man, Devontae Parker is out here running. But then it hit me somewhere in the second quarter. I saw Devontae Parker go up the field on a go route. And he had like a 2-foot separation on his guy. And I was like, you got him, Fitzpatrick. I looked at Fitzpatrick and Fitzpatrick saw him. My eyes lit up. I said, Fitzpatrick sees him. Uh-oh. And it was one of those plays where he got hit at the same time. So it never was delivered the right way to Devontae, causing it to be underthrown. And he just ran a go route for nothing. The next play, Devontae Parker runs a go route and Fitzpatrick hits Gesicki for the first down. That's another go route for Devontae Parker, and he's been running his butt off for a quarter and a half now. He's been running go routes over and over. And then I started to see it. The very next play, Fitzpatrick hiked the ball. Devontae ran another go route as if he was jogging. He was done. He was gassed. He had nothing in the tank. And I saw it because, let me tell you why I saw it. Because before pre-snap, the safety came up to the line of scrimmage. He came in the box, not to the line of scrimmage, but he came from about 17 yards in the safety position to about 8 yards in the box. And Fitzpatrick saw it, and he said, I got one-on-one coverage out here. And Fitzpatrick called out the safety, which tells Devontae Parker, go on a go route. Devontae Parker jogged on that go route, and Fitzpatrick threw the ball to the left sideline. And at the end of the play, all we knew is it was overthrown by 2 to 3 feet. And now, if you were at home on TV, from the way TV shows the game, you see the play developing. All you see is the ball up, and your conclusion would be, oh, man, Fitzpatrick overthrew the ball by like 3 feet, didn't even give him a chance. But truth be told, Devontae Parker jogged on the route. And this is why I said I'm not mad at him, because he was gassed. He was busting his butt the whole first 1.5 quarters. And he wasn't getting any reps off. And what happened right after that play? The coaches noticed. They noticed he was gassed, and they called him to the sideline and sent in Preston Williams to spare him. He was so tired, he almost looked like he couldn't even make it to the sideline. He was like in one of those middle jog walks to the sideline. And I was like, he better hurry up and get off the field. And it was the total opposite side of the field, which added insult to injury. I said, man, he better hurry up and get off the field before they got some type of substitution thing or something going on here. And he got off the field. And I said, get that man some rest. But guess what? We ran one play. And guess who's coming back in the game? Already, Devontae Parker. And I said, well, maybe he got his win. Let's go. What do we do on the next down? Because we actually got a first down when he went out. What did he do on the next down? He ran another deep route. We didn't go to him. We went to someone else, completed. The second down, we ran another route. He ran another high energy route. What happened? It was an incomplete to someone else. The third play, he's gassed again. And what do? Call out the safety coming up close again. And Fitzpatrick calls it out. And what does Devontae Parker do? He does give a little extra energy on this play, but I promise you, it wasn't even close to Devontae Parker's full speed at all. And we were missing possession after possession with that type of energy from Devontae Parker. He was done. He was done. He was so gassed. They kept bringing him in and out and he over there drinking water, and you could tell he was tired. And when I noticed that, I said, this isn't good at all. And let me tell you why it's not good for our depth, because I told y'all before, like 3 days before the game, I said the way our depth is set up, Albert Wilson's going to be on one side. Albert Wilson is one. Jakeem Grant is one outside receiver. Devontae Parker is the other. And Preston Williams is going to spare both of those guys. And when Albert Wilson went out, all we had were those two guys to be the primary outside guys. That's why we start going to your Allen Hurns and stuff like that more often. Those guys even got a lot of playing time. So that's something that with the right management from the coaches, because here's an observation that I think the coaches should have done. When you got a Devontae Parker playing his heart out, but he's running empty routes, you have to make sure when you sub him back in the game, you go to him on first down. You're supposed to draw up a play for him on first down and try to get the most out of that. And when you get the most out of that, now run the ball, which is going to give him some more rest. You got to go to him on first down when you notice he's gassed like that. It was a fatigue game out there, and I'm like, coaches aren't recognizing this. They're looking at this kid as somebody who can come on the sideline, get water, you're 100% now. That's not realistic in the NFL. You're no longer 100%. You're fighting to stay over 70 and 80 at that point. But it also makes me wonder about conditioning as well. But it was so hot. And then on top of that, the man was running go routes all day. He was running go routes all day. So I just think that that's something that can be fixed, though. And we can connect on them. Not to mention Preston Williams dropping an almost guaranteed touchdown. He had it and dropped it at the end. Not to mention the Jakeem Grant's muffed punt. There are a lot of things that if we cleaned up the things that we can control, we would have had over 20 points easily. We would have had over 20 points easily if we just clean up the things that we can control. And lastly, the things that we can fix on defense is what I want to talk about. Lastly, first of all, the Ravens just came with a game plan that shocked me. I don't know if I talked about this earlier with you all, but these guys came with the game plan. They were pulling their guards on passing plays. They were pulling guards on passing plays, y'all. On passing plays, Lamar Jackson is faking a handoff, and the guard is pulling. And I see Raekwon, Jerome, and Egravon all of their eyes are on a guard and like, oh, yeah, he pulling, and they going downhill. And Lamar Jackson yanked that ball and said, okay, I got an easy slant right here, touchdown. Okay, I got an easy inside of the field, deep ball. Believe it or not, the film that I watched, a lot of our problems were generated not only the pass rush, but in the linebacker position, which is shocking. The linebacker position. Minka made a lot of errors too, but the linebacking position is where it all started. I can't even say coverage. Do we really want to blame the coverage? I'm talking about the guys that were man-to-man when the quarterback had 5, 6, 7 seconds to throw the ball? Do we really want to just say coverage? The linebackers didn't help some of those inside routes. And let me tell you what I mean by that. When a cornerback or a nickel or a safety has over-the-top coverage and the linebackers aren't underneath where they need to be, it automatically makes the cornerbacks, the nickels, and the safeties come up to the defender. Look at the Minka Fitzpatrick play on 3rd and 3, where he gave up the deep touchdown. The linebackers got sucked in, and Minka's on an island like, I got a guy coming at me full speed. if he stops and turns around, he's going to get a first down unless I kind of veer forward a little. Because this is 3rd and 3. I want to make sure I'm not, the pass rush alone should protect the backside of me. This is 3rd and 3, and I'm man to man, and I'm supposed to have underneath linebackers sitting there to take that away. But I don't have that. I have a guy coming straight at me full speed, and it is 3rd and 3, and I am 15 yards past the line of scrimmage. Do I come up and try to stop the first down? Or do I start backpedaling? It is 3rd and 3. Let me come up a little. As soon as he took a step forward, the guy went in another gear, and Minka actually held him a little bit just to save face, and it still didn't matter. It still didn't matter. That was scheme. A lot of people getting on Minka Fitzpatrick on that play. What in the hell is a safety supposed to do if they're 15 yards back and a tight end or the slot guy is coming full speed at him on a 3rd and 3, and all he got to do is turn around, sit in the coverage, and most of them are option routes anyway. The quarterback knows that if that safety starts backpedaling, sit on the route, first down, we keep move and go deep. If the offensive line gives me enough time, I'm going to take that shot. Minka was in a tough situation right there. Nobody in this NFL could be standing still and somebody running full speed at them and just be able to turn around and match them stride for stride. You can eventually possibly catch up, but you can't be in a still position and just automatically match momentum. That's impossible. And that's why the linebackers getting sucked in on those plays. If they didn't get sucked in, they would have been in position to Minka would have said, he's not throwing underneath because my guy's right there. I could start backpedaling. That's the difference. That is a difference. And that's the type of football, that's what I watch on film. Everybody's been at Minka Fitzpatrick today about that play. But that wasn't the case. Bobby McCain is not a safety. Well, truth be told, Bobby McCain played well at safety. What y'all have to also realize is a lot of the plays that we got beat deep, Minka Fitzpatrick was at the safety. Let me say that again. A lot of the plays that we got beat deep, Minka Fitzpatrick was at the safety. And this is why I keep arguing Minka Fitzpatrick belongs in the nickel. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. He belongs in the nickel. And Minka was targeted 6 times. He gave up 6 completions. Every single play they targeted Minka, and primarily in the safety position, they hit their guy. And it gave up 3 touchdowns. Did y'all know that? Minka gave up 3 touchdowns. And I know for a fact 2 of them were at the safety position. I got to go back and look at the 3rd one. I just remember 2 were at the safety position. He does not belong at the safety position. Bobby McCain belongs at the safety position. Minka needs to stay down in the nickel. But guess who they had playing a lot of nickel yesterday? Rashad Jones. He played safety at times, but Rashad Jones actually played down in the box a lot yesterday. He also played safety and came in the box as well. But he played in that box a lot. Yeah, Rashad Jones did play well. But if you ask me, I would rather Rashad Jones back there and Minka in the nickel, because I think Minka would have played just as well as Rashad did in the box. Minka's specialty is getting gritty in the first 10 yards in the box, following you from this side of the field, coming across. Not the deep. Not the deep. Because he's an aggressive player. He wants to go get it. He wants to jump at it. That's why when he was faced with that situation, he was the safety. He was the safety, by the way. on that touchdown down the middle. He was the safety, and he saw a guy coming to him full speed, situational football, 3rd and 3. What did Minka do? I'm going to come forward. And as soon as he came forward to try to stop that turnaround, sit down route, the guy saw it and just kept going, and he was like, crap, it's guessing. But truth be told, in the safety position, a lot of your job is guessing. If you're in a defensive scheme where you don't have underneath help. If the linebackers were sitting underneath, he would have already been backpedaling because he wouldn't have worried about the sit down route because the linebacker was sitting down right there. If the linebacker was where you're supposed to be and not getting sucked in by a pulling guard or a fake handoff. So play Anthony Saba breakdown on this stream. I could do it on the other stream. I'm not on the right platform now. I could do that later maybe on another stream because I watched all his breakdowns as well. And I think he even said Mika was guessing on the play. But at the end of the day, one thing he left out was the simple fact of you're going to guess. You're going to guess. At that situation, when you're 17 yards off the line of scrimmage and you got a receiver coming straight at you and it's one-on-one, he can sit down and get the first down and you're trying to get your team off the field. Anthony Saba was right. He got caught guessing. But if he didn't guess, what is he supposed to do? It was going to be a guess no matter what. If he went backwards, it would have been a guess. He just might have gotten it right. It's a guess regardless. Okay? It was a guess regardless. All right. But y'all need to go check out Anthony Saba's footage. He does break down a lot of plays. I don't agree with his analysis of Josh Rosen's interception, saying that it's not Rosen's fault. I totally disagree with that one. That was 100% Rosen's fault. That interception was no question whatsoever, was all on Rosen. He basically gave an analysis saying Jakeem Grant ran a terrible comeback route. And that's making an assumption. How wasn't it Rosen's fault? M&T TV. That was all Rosen's fault. It was always, there's no question about that. Grant should have came to the ball. Okay, so let me break this down for M&T TV or anybody else who think that it was Grant's fault and not Rosen's. Let me break down what I saw. First of all, to say that he should have came back to the ball, number one, you're assuming that it was a comeback route. Jakeem Grant wasn't running a comeback route. Jakeem Grant was running an out route. And if you don't know what an out route is on the route tree, let me help you understand what an out route is. Let me grab this folder that I was working with earlier. This is an out route. Let's say this is an out route. Straight to the sideline. You go up and go straight to the sideline. This is a comeback route. Go up and you come down towards the sideline. Okay? You're coming down towards the sideline. Jakeem Grant's route was an out route. This and this. Jakeem, first of all, Rosen threw the ball late. Rosen is supposed to throw the out route as soon as Jakeem's at that point where he's about to be headed out. If the ball is thrown right here, he would have met him on the sideline, catch out of bounds. But what happened? Jakeem Grant came here. Jakeem Grant took 3 steps. 3 steps. And then Rosen threw the ball. And Jakeem kept going and realized it was underthrown and started to come back. But it's too late at that point. It's too late at that point. Go watch the film one more time and think of it in the thoughts that I just gave you. Not just, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Go back and watch it based off of what I just told you. Go watch Jakeem Grant run about 15 yards downfield, cut outside, and he's going straight to the sideline looking for it. Rosen didn't even release the ball yet when Jakeem Grant looked back. Now he's releasing it. Does Jakeem Grant not have to take time to realize where is the ball coming? Oh, it's coming short. Let me start heading back. It's too late. All y'all saying that I'm wrong, all you got to do is go look at it. Go look at it again and see exactly what I'm talking about. Rosen is supposed to throw that ball right when Jakeem Grant's turning. The ball should be leaving his hand when Jakeem Grant is turning his head. But what did Rosen do? Jakeem Grant running, cutting. He looking at Rosen with the ball in his hand after he's already turned. After he's already turned. The man is already turned, headed 8 yards from the sideline. 8 yards from the sideline. He threw the ball late, number one. And number two, Jakeem Grant was not running a comeback route. The man was not running a comeback route. He was running an out route, man. Hey, go, yeah, Pete, I expect you to say I'm wrong. You team Rosen, man. Yes, he threw it late, but still. So you acknowledge he threw it late. Here's what you're saying: still, he need to come back to the ball. What I'm asking you to do, MNT TV, go look at Grant's momentum. The man is going full speed, stopping on a dime, trying to accelerate straight to the sideline. I'm going straight to the sideline, and my quarterback ain't throw the ball yet. His job is to keep going on his route. His route is still accurate. I'm still headed to the sideline. There he goes throwing it. Oh, but it's short. Now, if you notice, Jakeem Grant didn't start running towards the ball until he realized, oh, it's short. I mean, y'all are asking a lot from a guy to do. What y'all are, this is what you're basically asking. I'm supposed to run an out route, but when I turn my head and I'm already 1-2 feet into going to the sideline, I'm supposed to automatically say, oh, no, don't do my route. Just go towards the quarterback. I don't even know he's getting flushed out of the pocket at this point. All I'm doing is running my route like I'm supposed to. Because I tell you what, if Jakeem Grant would have came back towards the ball early, like some of y'all say he should have, and Rosen would have threw it as if it was an out route, it would have been incomplete anyway. The problem with Rosen is he don't throw receivers open. He throws to open receivers. And that's where he has to improve. He's been doing it since college. He's been doing it since college. He doesn't throw receivers open. He throws at open receivers, at least while they're in coverage. Now, if guys streaking down the field and he got time to throw the ball, yeah, he's throwing them open. Yeah. But if it's tight coverage, he's waiting to make sure the separation is there, then throwing it. No, you can't do that in the NFL. You cannot do that in the NFL. As a wide receiver myself, I would come back to it. You would come back to it when you recognize you need to come back to it. How you know you need to come back to a ball until you understand the trajectory of where it's headed? Now, if you think about what I just said right there and you go back and watch the film, I want you to watch Jakeem Grant and I want you to pause the footage on when you see that he recognizes the trajectory of the ball. The man is running straight down the field, and when he makes his turn right straight to the sideline, he is only 8 yards away from the sideline. He's taken 2 to 3 steps, and then, because Rosen threw it late, he took 2 to 3 steps, and then Rosen throws it, and he's already another foot or 2 feet, 2 more steps into recognizing where the ball's going to understand, oh, it's short. If you notice right at the end of the play, he starts to come down because everything was late. All I'm asking y'all to do is go watch the film and look at it with the thought process I just gave you. Break it down that way. Pause the film when Grant makes his first turn to the outside. Just pause right there. You're going to see Rosen not even have thrown the ball. Then press play, watch Grant take 3 steps and pause it. Then you're going to see Rosen starting to throw the ball. He got 6 more feet to the sideline. Then go 2 more feet for Grant. Pause it. See, the ball is gone, and at that point, he recognizes it's short. But he's 3 feet away from the sideline at that point, going full speed straight. The man is running as hard as he can straight, and y'all think he could just like this, like he could hit a button and just hit a button and up, and he could just go? Come on, man. That is beyond unrealistic. He even realized I can't stop that fast and come back like that. The defender can because he's already behind me. He got more yards that he can work with to turn. I only got 3 yards to turn. He got 7 yards to turn. And what did he do? He used those 7 yards to turn because he's already behind, not going as fast as Grant. Grant's momentum was going too fast to even be able to come back effectively. It's too fast to even come back. And later tonight, if I do that footage on the other platform, I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. We'll pause at stage by stage, and I'll show you exactly what I saw. All right. So realistic record prediction, TD 11-5, baby. And maybe that is my first dyslexic thought. Maybe that is my first legitimate dyslexic thought. 5-11, probably. But we'll see. Time will tell, man. We are tanking for Tua if Rosen sucks for the rest of the year. No, Sam, we won't know Rosen's full potential until next year. If anything, I'll never accept tanking for Tua. But if anything, you Trevor, then that's more realistic with the direction this franchise is headed. That's more realistic. Herbert, those guys, that's more realistic. Y'all should get Tua. Why? What is Tua going to bring to the table? I'm just curious. TD, why is it that the Ravens always blow us out? I hate them, man. I can't even answer it. That's why I hate them. I hate them, man. 2-14 is realistic. TD probably gonna say 3-13. Hey, if I had my way, I'd say 15-1, baby. That's our only one. Oh man. Tua has great awareness and an excellent arm. Okay. Let me ask you, if somebody has great awareness, because I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. I would agree. Would you feel the same way about Tua if he had great awareness and an excellent arm but couldn't read a defense worth of nothing? Trash at progressions, can't read a defense? Would you say draft him just because he has awareness and an excellent arm but he couldn't read a defense? Would you be saying draft him? I'm just curious. Just curious. Tua has proven he does bad against teams that play a solid defense. Yes, we do want Tua. I didn't say whether we wanted him or not. I'm asking a question and I'm trying to get an answer. If Tua has great awareness and he has a good arm, but we don't know if he can read a defense worth a lick, you still want to draft him with the hypothetically number 1 overall pick? You want to draft a guy that you don't know if he can read defenses or not? Just curious. What's up, TD and all the Fins fans? Shout out to you, bro. Trevor Lawrence. Oh my God. What we talking about here? I don't know. Do you think we should move Fitzpatrick to corner instead of safety? No, you need to keep him in a nickel instead of safety. Rosen is going to retire after 2 hits next week. Lord, Lawrence can read it. No, but Lawrence can read a defense. I prefer Trevor Lawrence 2021. Trade down number 1 and load up on more picks. After watching Sunday, Tua is ours. I don't know why you think that. Yeah, the Browns might even be going after him. Man, TD is talking about Pete, what platform is TD talking about? Stream. Let me look it up. I'll tell you in a second. StreamYard or something. Hold on. I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, StreamYard. I'm talking about StreamYard. I'll be on there later, and that way I can have other people on the screen, or I can show film. I can show you a little bit of the film that I'm talking about. I don't even think Tua is the best quarterback in the draft. Do you know that scouts don't even have him in high, man? I had to look it up myself, and somebody said it, and they don't even have him high on the QB list. The media grabs a quarterback every year that win national championships, and they they sell them to the masses. Some people don't know nothing about Tua's game, but they around here, tank for Tua. If he's the best thing coming, I'm all for it. They don't even know. All right? Now, before I get out of here, back to finish out this timeline real fast, all right? So, we had our first game today, and not today, Sunday. And I thought to end this, what is the front office thinking? If on Monday morning, Stephen Ross, Greer, and Flores had a meeting together, and they all came in a room, and they had to do a progress report and basically say, based off of the plan that we outlined, how are we doing? Do y'all realize, especially to the people who are mad at the Dolphins and calling them sorry and saying this franchise is trash, do y'all realize that if Ross, Greer, and Flores goes in a meeting on Monday after the game, and they're like, progress report on our master plan, how are we doing? Do you realize they're saying to themselves, hey, we doing well. We still on track. We're still on track. We've done everything we said we would do. And we understand that, it's going to be rough because this isn't our full team for the future, and we're developing young talent every week. And Flores is telling them every week I'm evaluating these guys to see who's going to be the fit for the future. Everything's good. And that's what gets me. People go online and attack Flores and things like that like they even care. They don't even care. They don't even care about the hate of, this front office needs to go. Stephen Ross, Greer, and Flores are all on the same page. And they're good. They are 100% fine. Let me tell you what they probably are saying. The mean them. The mean side of them. I don't care nothing about what all these idiots saying. They're not in here. They don't know what's going on. They don't even know our plan. So why am I going to sit here and care or listen to all these false reports? Because most of them are false anyway. Why do I even care? They are wasting their time thinking that they're getting to us when they can't be getting to me and Flores because my general manager and my owner know I'm right on track and doing everything that I'm doing. Greer is like, this is the plan. I ain't mad at Flores, and Ross ain't mad at me. Ross is like, hey, guys, I said I was going to be patient. Let's keep going. I see what you've done so far. I know that we had a terrible loss. That was a terrible loss. Let's try to give a better showing now. We still got to sell tickets. But, hey, we're all good. They don't care. They are all fine. That's another reason why I tell people, why are y'all tripping? Why are y'all so hurt? Because I also tell y'all, if y'all were in the front office, if the Miami Dolphins called you in and said, we want you to be a part of this, we like your football mind, put yourself in that situation. Here's what we're trying to do. Can you get on board and help us do that? 9 out of 10 of us would be like, absolutely. And you would also be in that meeting like, man, they don't know what they're talking about. We see the vision in here. They don't know it. The same people that are sitting here calling them stupid right now are the same ones that would be in that meeting. Yeah, hey, this is the plan. We're actually doing it. I know we don't want a big loss like that, but did it matter? Did it matter anyway? We ain't listening to those people out there. They all, to us, they're minuscule. They're nothing. They're just, that's how they probably feel. Because why should they care if they do have a plan and they're executing it, and in their mind, we know football? What, they're going to try to tell us they know football better than us? Next. That's why Flores said today. I reiterate, I haven't heard from any agent. I haven't heard anything about any of that. I think we need to just focus on what we're doing in-house and not worry about all this. I question the accuracy of that report in the first place. Those are Flores' words. I question the accuracy of that report in the first place. And every prominent player that would even have a voice has already kind of come out and basically said, I'll ride or die for this team. That's why they don't care. Somebody's trolling the Miami Dolphin fans really hard, and they've probably been doing it for the last 10 years and winning from it, and we don't even know it. We don't even know it. Man, what if the plan not foolproof? Then Sean Tunsil Bell, it's the act of letting it play out to find out. The problem is people won't even let it play out to find out if it's foolproof. You won't know until you let it play out. But how dare we try to scratch it without allowing it to play out? That's my problem. Whenever that's what gets me passionate. How can you write off a plan without allowing it to play out? That's where I get a little like, this is ridiculous. You know, I mean, just imagine you getting a new job and they want to pay you $1 million a year, just hypothetically. Say you go from making $50,000 a year and you get a job that pays $1 million a year, and they say, we just need you to clean this up and fix it out. And you tell them, listen, it might get a little worse before it get better. And they say, hey, long as you get it done in 3 years. And you come in and it got a little worse, but your plan is working and you done built up this or that to go forward, and all of a sudden they call you in and fire you because, yeah, but this ain't what we thought it was. It's looking bad. How would you feel? How would you feel? But I told you it might get a little worse before it got better. Yeah, I understand that. It's just, it's too many people that saying negative things about it. Yeah, but why are you listening to them? We got a plan here. We got a plan. Why are you listening to the people that don't even know nothing about it? That's where I'm coming from with it. All right. Shout out to Shane L'Esperance with the donation. When do you press the panic button? Truth? There ain't no such thing as a panic button this year. We knew we were going into the season not knowing if we got our quarterback of the future. We knew that we would determine if we have our quarterback for the future. See, that's the part that amazes me too. A lot of people act like a lot of this stuff is new information. Why? They act like this is new information. We knew going in that we don't know if we got our quarterback for the future. Our acquisition of Rosen was to determine if he's the quarterback of the future. And that in itself is a process. We went into this knowing that we don't have our offensive line of the future. But we knew that we were evaluating who would be a part of our offensive line for the future. And we could say that about almost every core of this team. We knew that. We knew that. So there shouldn't even be a such thing as a panic button this season. Come to the grips that this is an evaluation season, not for the team, but for the individuals on the team. Shake Money said they say multiple players, but can't name one fake. I know. They can't name one. But guess what? Pro Football Talk got every click in the world. They made a lot of money on Sunday and didn't have to back it up with anything. They didn't have to back it up with a single thing. They made a lot of money because every news network went to their site. Every person went to their site. Every person referenced them. Just imagine if TD put out that information and I was on the news. We have a source from TD Fans Talk that said this and that. Do you know that we would have 15,000 subscribers right now? We would go from almost 6,000 to 15,000 subscribers in a day and a half. Do you know that? The amount of coverage that got on national television, every sports, 30 sports networks reported it from pro sport, whoever reported it. Oh, I keep messing the name up. Do you know we would go from 6,000 subscribers to 15,000 subscribers in less than 2 days? So why wouldn't it be worth it? All they got to do is say, someone close to the situation has reported that that. That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. Fake news, man. It is actually real. People discount it because the president says it, but it's a real thing. Fake news is real. It's crazy, man. I heard TD Fans Talk broke the initial story. You know what? At this point, I wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't mind if they say TD Fans Talk said it. Go ahead. Go on, send the people. If people going to believe this ridiculousness anyway, then why not? Go ahead, send the people my way. Why not then? Man. But for the record, you don't hit the panic button at any point this year. And the crazy thing is, why are the people who were saying that we're going to go 3-13 talking about it's time to hit the panic button? If you already knew we were going 3-13 or whatever you said we were going, why are those individuals showing panic? Because they're not. They're adding to the fray. They're adding to, I personally really do think that there are some powers that be that are trolling the Miami Dolphins hard and disrespecting and playing with our fan base, delivering everything they can negative because they know that our fan base is so weak in that regard that they'll believe anything negative. They'll believe a negative story over a positive one any day of the week and 3 times on Sunday. I really do think that we've been getting trolled more than anything. If you really want to go back, you know how many reports have been false in the last 2 months? Even Rashad Jones had to come out and say, I never said such things. So many false reports. Man, TD, do you know any patch streamers? I know a few. One of them's in Canada. The other guys, they don't have many. And the ones that they do have, they're so, I guess I would call it secluded. So we've been getting trolled for years and years. But now they're weaponizing it, Wetson. They're weaponizing it. Just imagine if I was a Patriots fan. And I'm like, man, they got Flores, and I know how good Flores is. I'm going to ruffle their feathers about him. I could be one man sitting in my basement with no shirt on, just food coming out of my mouth, eating out of a bowl, just sloppy, just sitting in my basement. Blah, 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 from Pro Football Talks just said this or that, and this about Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins. It's a mutiny. It's a mutiny coming. Multiple players have reported that they don't want to play for this coach anymore. Multiple players have. It could be somebody just like that doing that, causing all this hysteria. And what does it have us doing? Arguing with each other as even a fan base. Do you know why some organizations don't have to worry about the fan bases arguing with each other about stuff? Because other fan bases, no matter how bad it get or any situation that happens, they supporting their team anyway. If this was happening to the Saints right now, they'll be like, I don't like this, but who that all day? As a matter of fact, at the end of the day, I still ride with my team. I still ride with my team. no matter what. We just got beat 59, or that means we going down, but you know what? We got a bright future. That's what the mother, and then what are they doing on Sunday? What are they doing on Sunday? They cheering so loud in the stands that they don't get beat 59 to 10. They might get beat 59 to 17 with the same roster. They might get beat 59 to 24 with the same roster. They still might get beat bad, but they still might give a better showing and effort for everybody else. You know why? Because the fans are there still supporting them through the rough times. We ain't played 2 series and our fans was leaving the stands and booing. And don't be one of those people where they got to give you something to cheer about. No, they feed off of you too. The fans are an element of the game. But we wouldn't know nothing about that. But you heard that game last night, how them Saints fans was up in there. You heard them last night. Shout out to G Firm. He said it might be Bill Belichick that's doing that to us, man. You never know. I'm not going to go that far, but you never know. You never know, man. Mike said TDC help. I do every day, man. This is the one thing I do every day, but it still ain't working, Mike. Maybe you got some other suggestions, man. It's still not working, bro. Oh, man. TD, you say there's such thing. I think you meant no. No such thing as in panic this year, right? So how many more years you want a losing year? I don't want any more losing years. But at least for the first time, we can literally see the plan. For the last 20 years, can you tell me when we've seen a plan? For the last 20 years, when have we at least seen a plan? We just had a new plan for this season. Oh, going into next season, we need that, and we need that. We addressed that. Oh, now this season, we need that. We thought that was going to work out, but it didn't, so we need that. Okay, now we're trying to do that. Okay, we never had a long, sustainable plan. And for the first time, we got a plan in place. A plan, y'all. Not just one for this year, a long-term plan to sustain success. Don't you think 20 years is enough? Yes, 20 years is enough of doing what we were doing in the past, not having a long-term plan. But now that we have a plan, let's see what happens. Some of y'all don't see what I'm saying here. Let's divide the two. The last 20 years is different from what's happening right now, even if it's still losing. All you're looking at is losing and winning. The last 20 years, we were losing without a plan. Right now, we're losing with the plan, but we understand that's a part of that plan. And I'm not saying from a tanking standpoint plan. What I'm saying is we knew that this would be a risk, but we're going to still go out there and compete. But we knew that this would be a risk to execute the plan. In other words, are we supposed to divert from this plan just because, oh no, we lost 59 to 10, scrap the whole plan? Is that what we're supposed to be doing? A plan from a rookie coach. Yes. Yes. And you're supposed to have a plan from a rookie coach. Belichick came in and had a plan. Man, y'all answering your own questions and thinking it's like a legitimate, like, come on, man. Thank you, G-Firm. Trust the process, man. It's a plan. Why would you hire any coach that doesn't come in with the plan? What is it? Rookie coaches are supposed to be like, nah, I'm a rookie coach. I ain't got no plan, but I don't have to have one. I'm a rookie coach. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, man, please tell me, if you have a job and you work and you ever have aspirations to get promoted, when you go into your interview for the higher position, please go in with a 30, 60, 90-day plan. Because I had to hire people. They didn't have a 30, 60, 90. What the hell am I hiring you for? Just to fill a seat? Come on, man. Oh man, Ricky coach gonna save us, TD. Belichick saved the Patriots, did he not? He was a rookie coach at some point. At some point, you got to get to a point where you're no longer a rookie coach. Shake Money says, shout out for insanity. Hope to see more. Good job. Yes. Breaking news. Ryan Tannehill traded to Jags. I don't know about that. I haven't heard it at least. You think he would suck? You think if Bill wouldn't have developed Tom like he did, you think he would suck? Tom Brady wouldn't have sucked anyway because he puts the work in. I don't think Bill had anything to do with Tom Brady's development. Bill has something to do with the team he put around Tom Brady. And Tom Brady added to that by allowing Bill to have more money to put things around him. They work together, man. Breaking news. Minka wants trade. Lord. Let me see. How long until you think Rosen gets to start? I hope that – here's what I think. I think Rosen will be starting next season. Now, if we turn up and we're 3-10, then I think they'll also put Rosen in to get him some real playing time against a lot of starters. Get him some playing time against the starters early on. Because as soon as we hit eight losses, if we hit 8 losses, then you could possibly look for the change. Not because Fitzpatrick did anything wrong, but if we're not going to make the playoffs this season anyway, then let me go ahead and start evaluating young quarterback. I can start evaluating him sooner than later. So that's my thought. We are wasting our time with Fitzpatrick. No, we're not. Fitzpatrick is Rosen's protection. Do y'all not realize that? Imagine Rosen starting yesterday's game. Imagine Rosen starting yesterday's game. Getting hit like Fitzpatrick was getting hit. Imagine that. All we would be doing is multiplying the tank for Tua chance. Can the people who want to see Rosen succeed realize that? All you would be doing is multiplying the tank for Tua chance. That's it. Imagine TD making sense. Mac Moon, I try to make sense every day. But my big that leaves actually a bigger question. Why would you listen to somebody that you don't feel makes sense? Something's wrong there. Makes sense, bro. Man, boy, some people try to give digs, but it's making them look ridiculous. That don't make sense at all, man. But hey, common sense ain't common at all. I'll leave it at that, all right? Oh, man. I'm here to tell you. Why? Why? You gonna let me keep trolling you then? Realizing that it's not possible? It's not possible? Man. Oh, man, what's going on? Heard Miami don't want Flores no more. He can come back to New England. Yeah, hey, 90s Way Lover, I know you would want him back. See, I know 90s Way Lover know what time it is. Flores is a good coach, man. People are just talking craziness, man. Fitzpatrick starts because he runs a 4.3 and Rosen runs a 4.9. They're going to be running either way, right? TD trying to do this hustle. I ain't mad at him. Hey, man, I'm getting it in, man. I'm doing what I love. Man. I love it, man. I love talking about my team. It's not that you don't make sense. It's that you're on all sides of the fence and won't criticize the team because they are giving you free stuff. Eric D., I'm under no obligation to the Miami Dolphins whatsoever. Me getting free stuff is actually a return from work that I put in. Okay? So get that understood now. And as far as me being all over the place, I can never apologize or change my stance for being an intelligent person. And when I say an intelligent person, let me briefly explain to you what I mean. If something is happening over here I'm not going to jump to conclusion and tell the world, look what's happening over here because somebody else said it. And if something is happening over here, I'm not going to jump to conclusions and take that stance. TD will forever evaluate all the information, come up with my own conclusion through my own research. Some of y'all want me to just be one way or the other, when if you go one way, people's pride causes them not to change the other way, even if they find out after they went the wrong way that the other way was right. That's a huge problem in this world today. You stick to one side, and then when you hear that that side was wrong, you die with it before you say you were wrong and go to the other side. TD will never be that way. I will always sit on the 50-yard line and pay attention to everything that's going on, give my own opinions, and recognize that as an intelligent human being, that my opinion can be changed. My opinion can be changed. I'm not going to stay with the same opinion I have if I got new information that contradicts my opinion. That's more information. Intelligence would tell you, hold on, let me back off of what I thought and evaluate this now. Because I've been getting that quite a bit lately. Oh man, you said this and now you feel that way. Because I got new information. This is a news outlet, okay? I am presenting news, giving my take on things that are going on. And those things will change when you get new information. Right now, there are reports that players want out. I haven't gotten anything to prove that. The organization denies it and no player has stepped up. My opinion is it's fake. Tomorrow, a report might come out. The Miami Dolphins just traded Rashad Jones, and Rashad Jones, I quote, I was the one who wanted to be traded. TD's going to say, hey, at least we now know who the person was, and they were man enough to say it. That don't mean that I'm flip-flopping. That means I got new information that changed my thoughts. That's real news. That's unbiased news. That's what you call real news. I'll never be that one that sits here and sticks to what I thought when I'm looking at evidence in my face to tell me I was wrong. No, that's insanity. It's pure insanity. TD, why you screaming? My bad, man. I ain't realize I was screaming. I told you I'd be talking loud sometimes. But no, man, never. I can never do that. That's insanity. That's delusional people. Those are the individuals who I question their intelligence, and I really do. Common sense ain't common at all, but it's all right. Throw up them bees. Exactly. That's why I always spoke against Tannehill and Gase. They never proved they worth praise. And I was the advocate of Tannehill and Gase at first, and that ended up changing. Go back to my first streams last year in the summer. I was talking about the things I like about Gase, and then as I got more evidence, what was the end of the year? What was I saying? Things change, man. That don't mean somebody is flip-flopping. That means they're giving you accurate news, and they can literally tell you, here's the factor that changed what I had to say. I think a lot of people are just in the business of proving other people wrong. They're in the business of proving other people wrong because that's the only validation they get in their life to feel good by being right. But it's all right, man. If you want to stay tuned, this is what you're going to get from me. TD, remember somebody got to lose. Admit when you're a loser. Yeah, I admit we lost to the Ravens. We were losers. Is that what you're asking me to do? I don't understand what you're asking. We should go ahead and trade X to Philadelphia. I wouldn't trade X unless they giving me 3 first-round picks or something, but I ain't trading X. Because he's been proving his contract so far, 1 game in. Oh, just realized I was way behind in the stream. We went from one Ryan to another. Why is Ryan our quarterback? Well, is any of them coming out of college, Pete? Bro, I respect everything that you do. Keep doing your thing, homie. You have a great platform, and not many people want to see you rise. Fins all the way up. P.S. Ignore the noise. Appreciate that 2019 Miami Miracle. And you know what? I should do a better job of ignoring the noise. A part of me actually likes it, though, because when people come with ignorance, it's a good thing, because even when I scold them, it's a little educational moment for them. And sometimes you can help them that way, even though they're mad and they're just upset. And by the way, I know somebody tried to steal my YouTube account. Somebody just tried to steal my YouTube account. I go on my email this morning and it says, this is an important message from YouTube. Somebody has reported your channel of giving something they say I was doing on my channel. But don't worry, though. We're going to review your videos to determine if your channel will be shut down or not for good. Enter the following information below and don't post any new videos as we try to help you with this issue. And they're asking me for my YouTube email and password and URL and the private code that they give you. And I'm like, what is this? Why would they be asking me for my code? Why would they be asking me for my code? And if it's YouTube, they supposed to know it, if anything. They're the ones who gave it to me. And I looked it up. It was a scam for people, because there actually is a lot of people that would actually respond to that email with the information in fear of losing their channel. And then they either shut your channel down. And basically it's some people that don't like you send you fake emails and stuff like that too. It's crazy. I was like, wow, they tried to get you, boy. They tried to get me, man. Them Ravens tried to get me. Oh man, TD password Dolphin. Hey man, don't keep doing that, Mac, and try to lock me out for being wrong. Gotta stay on top of your stuff. Oh, I know. Saw you on Collider Sports. Been with them for a long while. Glad for you. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Guys, y'all go check me out. I partnered up with Collider Sports. I do a weekly show with Collider Sports now. I already did the weekly show for the Baltimore Ravens and Miami Dolphins. The video came out today. So y'all go check that out on YouTube, Collider Sports, all right? Hopefully you'll still see my video on the front page. Otherwise, search for it. I have a partnership with Collider Sports. Pretty good platform, man. They're doing some big things. They deal with all sports, but you'll see my videos on there talking about the Miami Dolphins. I have my own show, all right? All right. Dolphins Deep Dive is the name of the show. I'm the host of the show, all right? At some point, as I continue on the show and I get more familiar with it, because this was my first week working with them. As I get familiar with it, I want to be able to bring on guests to the show. So some of you guys I want to be able to bring in as guests to Dolphins Deep Dive. And I'm the host, and hopefully it blows up and it becomes something big, man. I'm enjoying it and I love it, man. So shout out to Collider Sports for basically partnering up with me and giving me that opportunity to have my own show outside of TD Fans Talk. So thank y'all for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, man. TD, can we trade for Ryan Tannehill? We don't need Tannehill, man. It still ain't no good, all right? It still don't matter. I just went over there and subbed TD. Awesome, Pete. Appreciate that, man. But, guys, this is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I got to get out of here and go spend some family time. Y'all might check me out later on Engraven's channel. Might be doing a collab tonight. If he's all set up, I'm ready to go. But I'll see you all later. Love y'all. Appreciate all y'all support, man. And all y'all who don't support me, I love you so much anyway. I love you so much anyway, man. And all these debates and arguments and disagreements, it's all in love at the end of the day. It's all in love, all right? Peace, y'all. I'll see y'all next time here on TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Let's go, baby. Fins up.